Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions to kind of prompt you to what we're going over since it was a busy, sleepless weekend.
Yeah, there's many ways I can bounce around. So we're trying to figure out how to keep it like straightforward and all that. Carry on.
So, first topic on discussion is Mexico. Um, just to quickly get it, there's a couple comments going around that you weaseled your way into Mexico or cash days.
Oh yeah,
So,
screwed them over and all kinds of stuff that I wasn't there. I was late. I missed the driver's meeting. Um, so we were in contact with Clinton for how long?
since the list was made, I believe you were number 12 on a list of 16.
Yeah.
And then there were some alternates.
So we were in contact with him the whole time. When the time came out for the festivities and the place to meet, I was there early. I was early to the original drivers meeting. Stayed for a while, got a hold of him, and he changed the time to 9:45. So he's supposed to be there at 8:30. Drivers meeting at 9. He changed it to 9:45. He was late. His people had quit him, and he had to round some people up. Understandable. Making it happen. I get it. So at 9:40, I go out of the trailer. It's freezing cold out. Go out of the trailer. We go over to where we think a driver's meeting might start, might need to be, whatever. End up walking up and down the road. 10:06 comes around. I'm like, hell with it. I'm froze. I'm going back over the trailer, get warmed up and whatnot. And the whole crew's there. Everybody's there. We're all in the trailer bullshitting and wondering when the driver's meeting's going to start. Send a message out, driver's meeting ? To him, and never got a response. One of my guys was outside because he was a little warm, so he went outside just to chill for a minute, cool down, whatnot. And he peeks his head and says, "Guys, it looks like they're having a driver's meeting." Well, it's nice for all of us to know. So we hightailed it over there. They had already drawn chips. It was said that I would just race whoever got the buy. That was brought up. It wasn't, I guess, in the cards. I didn't know who had to buy. I didn't care who had to buy. I would have raced whoever had to buy. They ordered a redraw. So everybody redrew. I ended up getting the guy that had to buy anyway. But there were some people that was upset about it. Moving on, they did get 2 pair off before it got busted. Spectators everywhere. It was 2.5 to 3 hours late. So everybody leaves. We meet up over at a warehouse-ish.
And I think at this point, the person in charge had messaged and said, sorry, his phone did not have service.
Good possibility. Service was spotty out there. I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just explaining what happened from this point of view because I've got somebody that's pretty hot after me that I fucked him over in his race, however that is. So we're at this warehouse parking lot or whatever it is for another hour-ish, and we all meet up around a certain trailer, and he goes over some things and ideas that he has and what he wants to do. He wants to just go ahead and pay out the two winners of the pair, and just have another race. Get a whole nother race set up. Everybody can redraw. If everybody wanted to race, we was going to go with it the way it was. If people dropped out, they were going to redraw. The guy I was racing had decided that he knew where they were going and didn't feel that it would get done. The whole crew didn't feel that it would get done. They're more local than I am, so I said I didn't want to be the bitch and back out first. That way I got called. I didn't want to get called that. I didn't want that thrown out there. Since he backed out, I'm probably not going to go. So I flipped a coin because I was undecided on what to do, and there's a reason. There's a huge reason that wasn't talked about. Flipped the coin, and heads were going, tails were not. Tails. We didn't go. So I got approached about a race, wanting to race me over there first round since I fucked him out of his race. And I told him we didn't have to go over there. We could go out here on the road. We could go right out there on the street and race right there. We didn't have to drive an hour away to do it to a place that's going to get busted. We're going to get busted, do it right here. One and done, get gone. Easy peasy. It didn't happen. I don't know how that got all mixed up. And I'm not racing tonight. But I've dropped out of the race. And he said that I said I wasn't racing. So, whatever. It is what it is. Can't change it. A big reason was because I was tested where they were going. I had already been there, I tested. So if I go over there and I race and I win, I called out what was going to happen when they got over there. That big smoke show, they got busted. I go over there, I win. Anybody finds out that I was over there testing, then I'm a cheater and I'm a robber and yada, yada, yada. So we had decided just not to go. They went over there. We hightailed it home. It is now, we got home around 3 something, or back to the house, sorry. Around 3 something. We figured it was 1:30 when this was happening, an hour to the spot. Everybody warms their stuff up. It's going to be another half hour or so, 45 minutes. And then it was real questionable on how many pairs they would get done. Pretty certain it wasn't getting done. Just what was that question was how long. We didn't figure it was going to get done till daylight, if it got to get done, or after. And I had already been up for, I don't even know how many hours at that point. That was Thursday. I was up since 4:30 Wednesday. I got maybe 3 hours of horrible sleep. So I'm already dead tired. It just wasn't a good combination overall. And I tested at the spot they were going to. I didn't need that.
And originally there was supposed to be 16, and then they let a couple
extra.
It was not a big deal.
Yeah, that's fine.
And they've gotten cash days off before down there. You actually won one once.
Yeah, that was several years ago, and it's no secret that it's been hot. This place was supposed to be a pretty good place, and it got busted within 2 pairs. So, yeah, it was a smoke show. They got 2 pairs off, got run off again, and it didn't get finished. So that's the recap on the Mexico street style cash days-ish festivities that went on in North Carolina.
On the Friday.
So yeah, Friday. The street festivities are over, right? So I had tested on the street and got ready for the street cash days. I felt confident. I felt confident in how the car was doing on the street. especially a bare ass virgin, dirty tractors just come off the field onto the road street. Going into Friday to get ready for the backside of Rockingham, I wanted to do some testing because it's a completely different surface. And things didn't go so well Friday. I made several passes and adjusted a lot of stuff on the car, and I wasn't really getting anywhere. Actually, I had made a mistake on the first test hit, and it was the best test hit of the day. But I was worried that I was going to blow the heads off of it if I left it, because I forgot to put the dash in front of the timing that I wanted to pull off the hit, and it added it to my base timing, which was pretty substantial. So it was basically had so much timing in it, it didn't want to run. And it, I guess, couldn't hurt it, or didn't hurt anything, but it did break up and kind of pop and all that right off the hit. But it let it work. So after that, it was just all hell. I couldn't get it. I couldn't make a clean pass. It kept striking a tire. No matter, I couldn't pull enough out of it. So by the end of the night, I was puzzled. I was honestly depressed, because going into the next day, this is a big race. There's a lot of expense that goes into it. And I felt like we was going to go out first round again. That's what I felt like. Another first round out for the last month and a half-ish of our racing there. I was a first round duck, and I did not want that for this race. So that night, it was very late when we got in. I still didn't get but a couple hours of sleep, but I done a lot of thinking. The team and I had parts of the team and I had some conversation about options of what we can try, but we knew we wasn't going to have much time to try anything. So what I ended up doing was changing everything in the tune, making suspension changes again, and went out and I got one test hit, I believe, and it worked. Went right down through there, nice and smooth. So that's what we stuck with for first round.
That thing got the wheel.
First time back at Digger Die in 2 years. We have struggled since we got here. Finally think we got a decent first round tune. We're gonna swing at it. I drew a Brad Adele, or Adel, Adele. Don't know who he is. I don't take anything lightly here. Everybody's a bear. So I've got in what I've got in it. I don't want to make any changes. I want to leave it alone and see if it's enough to make it through first round. Last thing I want to do is start letting my mind get in the way, turn the car up, and knock the tire off. I would rather keep it down, keep the power down, and make a trip rather than knock the tire off and lose because I overpowered it. I don't know how this car's going to handle this surface the way it is. It's just so tricky. So after first round, we'll know more. I feel like it's extremely soft and it should make the trip. So we're going to find out and wish us luck. round one. So I did not know the guy by his name. I did know the car though. And I also know like Eclipses and Ford G63s and all that stuff from my neighbor because he's a big fan. But so we did our burnouts, we got everything, got up to the line, and Zenford started bringing him up, and I couldn't see him. So the reason I couldn't see him is because Friday, while testing, I caught the car on fire twice. So my scoop was all burned up. And luckily, he pays attention to what's going on in the cars when he's doing what he does. And he saw me waving my hands and stepped over to where I could see him and made sure I could see him before he did the light. And it worked out perfect. Like, he did his thing with the light. We left the car come up a little too fast, but it made the trip smooth as butter. Felt slow, looked slow, but it did not turn a bad time for what was in it. I could literally had driven it with my knee. So on to round two, we made it through round one, and we're on to round two of Dig or Die 4, Christmas Clash. All right, so I get back to the trailer. They pull me back to the trailer after the pass, and I hear that one of my crewmen, Mike Smith, had proposed to his girlfriend, Shannon. I don't remember her last name ever, but Carmen, is it? So anyway, I'm getting rushed. I got to miss that. I knew it was coming. I didn't know when. I didn't know how. I honestly did not expect to miss it, but I did miss it. So congratulations to you two. That's a great thing. You two are great together. So hopefully many, 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 many years. Round two, I don't remember the names of who it was. Like I said, I was tired. I was honestly struggling. I was happy that we made it through first round. At this point, we did race to get out of first round, and I did not have to have a bye to get out of first round. So happy with that. I know it's a beautiful black Mustang. So do the burnout, do everything like normal. Zenford now knows that he needs to step over. He does his thing. Let go of the button. It takes off. It goes. I had made some tune-up changes at this point to it, and we made the trip smooth as butter again and come out with a victory. I did not expect for it to not gain anything. So I made some tune-up changes, and it really didn't change. I think it went 200s faster. So now I'm wondering why. My gears are turning. I don't know why it didn't pick up from what I did. And back to the trailer on the computer to try to figure out what's going on. Round 3, we draw Nikki. I know she's a racer, and she will drive a car. So that's in my mind. I do know that they're still working the car out, and she hadn't made very good passes up to that point. So that was also in my mind. But I take nobody lightly. It doesn't matter. I know how fast my program has turned around. It can do the same thing for anybody else. So everybody gets the same treatment. We go up, do the burnout. He hits the light. Now I'm in the right lane. This is my first pass in the right lane. And again, the car goes smooth as butter right down through there. Gained a little bit. We gained a little bit on that one. So I've got something to work with after the computer work and trying to figure this out and adding, I'm slowly adding very little bit of power to try to get some change, because in the past, it's been 2 years since I've been there, but in the past, once I would get to that point, just a couple more percent on the nitrous and it would lose the tire. When you lose the tire at dig or die, it's very, very hard to recover it. So pretty much it's game over unless the other guy does, or girl in this case, does as well. We was fortunate enough to get the victory going on to round 4. So yeah. Round four, we drew the bye, or the bye was drawn for us. We were 15th pair the round before that, so the bye is what was left in the bucket. That's what we got left. So appreciate everybody that did not draw the bye. So the bye run, I was excited for this because now everything that I wanted to try, but I was honestly afraid to try, I can actually put some of it to use and see if it works. I did not want to lose the run though. So what we come up with was a kind of a go, no go meter. Safe, you got safe and you got safe. Everything in the middle is safe. But say this side is extremely not safe and this side is super safe. So we went to the extremely not safe side. What I thought the max was that I could put in it. So that's what we did on the bye run. We did that. And whenever I made the pass, like it soaked it up. The surface took everything that I put in it, which wasn't, like I said, I didn't go extravagant, but I put in it what I thought the surface would handle, but could possibly had not. It soaked it up, no problems. So now we've actually knocked some numbers off. I'm excited after this. Now I can start chipping away. Still making very small adjustments after that. Excuse me. Very small adjustments because I didn't want to get crazy and end up losing the tire. So that takes us on to round 5. Round 5, we get a pretty nasty blazer. It deserved to be there. It was going rounds. We talked and cut up with the guys there that drive it, own it, or with it, and it was kind of a cool deal. On this one, I had tried to leave a little harder. I wanted to get the 60 foot down. So I left the rest of the tune-up the same, and I just worked on the leave, and shortly thereafter, try to knock some off the 60 foot, and it did not work. It rolled out a revolution or two of the tire. It started getting wheel speed, and it got too much wheel speed. Lost the tire. I didn't regain it till probably 560 feet. I mean, it was way down there before I could actually get the tire back underneath of it. On this one, fortunately enough for us, he was excited and jumped. Like, otherwise I'd have been out right there. And we was able to move on to round 6 after that. So the jump saved our day. Like, let's be real. That's what happened.
No! Left lane! Left lane, baby! Left lane! He didn't cross. No, his tire literally came right to the edge of it, never touched. He didn't cross. It's on my live feed. He never crossed. His car came right up on the edge of it, never crossed it.
That was the worst cross of the day. That was terrible. That motherfucker was a whole tire length.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't.
You can see it from over that way.
The whole tire, no. He's not over it. He's not over it.
He's over. He's over.
No. We have to go down there and look at it because he didn't cross that line.
He was way over the line.
No.
That's not the dart was not here.
The dart ain't here.
That's the same mark and he's
I want to walk down there. I want to see that.
He crossed.
No, ain't no way he crossed that.
He crossed. I seen him make it out.
His body might have been over, but his tires ain't over it. That tire's under the car. There ain't no way. He's not, but it's a tire though.
Look, see the black mark that's up there?
That dark one's not him.
That black mark was there.
He's on the outside.
His whole tire's outside the white mark right there. His whole tire's on the outside the white. Oh yeah, whole tire outside.
When you
Okay, small tire semifinals. At this point in the race, you had went down, you were in the car, and the flagger had called you with the win. And I start walking away, and the team starts walking away. And then a spectator, he apparently filmed the pass with his phone and brought it over to the flagger. Now, in the driver's meeting, it was said that the flagger would use his cameras for the decision making, and also to contest a race, a rule, or run, you would have to come over, pay $200, and then they would look at the footage. You can see from the live feeds, and we'll put links in, that nobody came over to contest. People said that he had crossed the line at this point, but nobody came over and had said, here's my $200, I want to contest. and the phone was the primary source of the issue at hand.
That's actually the picture that's going around that they're using was screenshotted from said guy's phone.
There is video from the starting line camera somewhere that hangs up tall that they're also saying is what they're referring to as the backup reasoning and using and calling it that way.
Which I've only seen like the one video. There's several videos out there. Most all spawned from that one. And regardless, like I never questioned the video or the phone. I never questioned whose it was coming from. I didn't question any of the rules that were broke. That was brought up by others, but it's valid points.
Are you aware of the rule?
Were
you aware of it before this race?
I am aware of the rule.
Were you there when that rule was put in place?
I don't know if I was there when it was put in place. I haven't been there for 2 years. I can't remember if that was a rule beforehand or not.
You understand why it's there?
I understand why they said it was there. I mean, there is a fence and there is a concrete wall. And I know I'm saying a lot because I'm trying to think and keep this basically legit and cordial. It's to keep the spectators safe. So we can't go past that. I get that we overdrive our cars sometimes and we end up in the wall. Regardless of whether that line's there, people's going to overdrive their cars to win, especially for pots as substantial as what Dig or Die brings. We've got people flying up in the air, cars flipping up in the air and flopping around like there's not a net over the track. I do feel that this one, the gamblers had a big part in it of what happened.
With questioning,
persuading, however you want to word it. I did not. Zenford and I talked. We conversed. I tried to state my case with the video he was showing me at hand. There was no other video. Like, there's thousands of people at this race. Everybody's video in the semifinals, and nobody had a video that was clear. So this one is blown up so much, and this is what I questioned. It was blown up so much that my taillights are shining essentially on my deck lid. So I've got an 18-inch wing on the back of my car. There is no way for that light to get out of it. So it has to be pixelated that much to blow up. Now the tire looks like it's deformed. And it almost looks like the car's kind of floating. So that's where I was just questioning the integrity. It was a very poor video to make, in my personal opinion. It was a poor video footage to make a call like that off of, and I did ask for a rerun. Why not just rerun it? Nobody was having that. There was not even in question to rerun the race. That there was only one video of that come from a friend of the staff. I don't know who all was betting. I had heard there was a substantial amount of money to be lost on the other lane had I won, and a lot of that was what was speaking. So with that, it kind of broke the internet. Like everybody, now I'm a crybaby, and I never cried. All I ever asked for was a clear video or picture of me crossing the line. If I cross the line, I cross the line. I'm not trying to cheat anybody, but I don't want to get cheated over some bullshit picture or video that looks like the fucking car's floating. So give me something to go off of is all I asked for. Now, there was a lot of heated arguments. There was a lot of heated people there because there was a lot of money bet on this race. I still got people telling me saying that I'll never beat that truck. I can't beat that truck. And I did. I didn't seem spin. I didn't seem have an issue. If I crossed, I got beat, or I got beat on a technicality. It is what it is. I can live with it. I just wanted to see a legit video or picture. And that's not too much to ask for. I got people calling me crybabies that cry at every race they've ever been to that I've seen them at.
If you guys could be in some of these group chats for the race, you would know who's the crybabies.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret. I don't put names out there, but yeah, there's people on there, beating me down over stuff that they do at every race. So yeah, so I love the backside of Rockingham. I love the surface. The guys, everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes. It's how it's handled. I never bitched and complained about the fact that it was a spectator's camera. I did bring it up after it was already brought up several times. Yes, it is a spectator's camera. I didn't really push or bring up the fact that there was no money paid to review. I guess the urge to feel that it needed to be reviewed all came from the gamblers, and that was supposed to not be. It was if there is an issue, one of the crew members come up and talk to him, not spectators. Pay the money, they'll review it, and if it's legit, you get it. If it's not, the other driver gets it, or gets 100 of. I can't remember what that one was.
200.
I know that there was talk of races that 100 goes to the pot, 100 goes to the person, but this one I think the full 200 went to the person that was getting protested, which is a good thing. A lot of places give it to the pot, and I feel like if a car is getting protested and they win that protest, I feel like that driver should get the money. Personally, that's my personal opinion. So the controversy on this, I still stand with show me a good video. What's done's done. It's in the past. Ain't no changing it. Moving forward, I would love to see, if you're going to have a line rule or anything like that, be able to police it. And this was not policed. I guess it's basically flip a coin on which side somebody stands on to see if there's a cross in that lane. And let's be real, it was $37,400 cash money. Have a couple cameras designated for it.
Let me ask you this question, so you can explain it to people at home that don't understand. The camera that is up on the starting line that hovers high in the ground, why is that not a good angle to call a cross on a line that far down?
Well, by the time you zoom in, it's so pixel. Like, what was I was almost 400 foot down, and in my case, you've got somebody standing with a camera phone like this at the starting line, center-ish of the starting line, videoing. So not only is there movement from them, there's also 400 foot of airspace between the camera that lens needs to be able to focus. And by the time you blow it up, it just pixelates everything.
I will say that
the one that they have up there, I don't know a whole lot about it. What frames per second it is or anything like that. I know there was some question on the tire crack camera being a low frame per second, and possibly not catching some jumps. What was your question?
So just to recap, okay, because I've spent most of the morning watching everybody's live feed on it that was on the side of the line where a camera technically should have been placed. So you guys will see a little bit of footage from Schooled Media, the table. I reached out to them. I asked them if I could use some of their video for this, and I also watched No Prep Villains Live. Their video was about the same. No Prep Outlaw Mafia had some of it, but he does his with a phone, so it's very pixelated and hard to get a clear vision of that. So the only issue I will say, and I'm being honest because like CJ said, Show us a video. That's all. A clear video, not one from the starting line, one over by the line that is not pixelated from the phone.
I don't have a problem admitting I lost.
Yeah.
Regardless of the money.
So with that, I am honest, and I will say on the school media feed and also Prep Felons that there is a gap in the time of the video from where it switches.
Yeah, it misses the whole
part. It misses the part in question. And we don't have to put that out there, but we're being honest about it.
It misses the whole part.
Is it possible that he crossed the line? Absolutely. But there's no clear video or even photo out there of it, and that's all we asked for. He did not go up there and argue with the flagger. The flagger, he asked if he could talk to him. The flagger came and walked the line with him, and I know there was somebody upset because they said we delayed the finals. Well, guess what? The race that just ran in between the semifinals and the finals, the car came back and was getting their photo taken the whole time. So they were the delay, not us. And
that was actually the winner.
Yeah, the winner. The winner has a problem with us over something. I'm not sure what it is.
Delaying the race and crying.
And I up into the whole race, I thought that guy was cool. I thought we didn't have an issue. So not bashing him, but on social media, it's a different thing that he's saying that he won't ever split a pot with us. So
we're racing for the gold.
Yeah,
which is fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, there's a lot of controversy going on. It's a bunch of shit. Clear video, and hopefully, like what I'm hoping from this is for everybody else to, if you're going to have a rule, be able to police it with quality equipment. Quality equipment. All you got to do is have clear video and more than 30 frames per second, because there's so much missed. A clear video right there, I would have shook their hand, walked away. It is what I would have failed. I want to know right now if I failed or if I was failed. That's what I want to know. Just clarity. So yeah, there was a lot of money on the line, and that's why I wanted a clear call. If I had crossed the line, and this is what I'm looking at. This is what goes through my mind, because I've had so much help with the car. The car wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the people that helped out. Sorry, I'm fidgeting. If it wasn't for the people that helped out. And basically, if I crossed the line, I failed not only myself, my team, my family, and all of those people that have put in on this car. I'm not too proud to say that I wouldn't have that car right now if it wasn't for everybody. It wouldn't be together. It wouldn't have the parts on it. I've said it many times. It wouldn't be built with what's there. So I can't thank everybody that's helped enough. So before all this and the no split gesture, had we made it to the finals and worked a split, win or not, we would have came home with a substantial amount of money, I would say. I don't know what they ended up splitting or what they did, but there was still like $30,000 left, I think. So with that, coming home with that, it would have enhanced my program a great deal. As we all know, we just welded the shit out of the heads that are on the car. This was the last race that we were planning on putting on them, and I've got a new set that I am buying. So that would have taken care of that. It would have moved us into next season being able to start out with a little bit of capital rather than basically starting out, pinching pennies still. It could have been some money that everybody split up. Everybody gets a piece of the cut within the crew, or however it would have been, the money would have definitely helped us out. We are not a rich race team. The guys that are helping me are friends of mine that do it just to help. None of them has taken anything. So can't thank them enough for that. That has definitely helped the program. Going into or back to the line. So it's a dotted line. The dots are crooked, or a stripe patched line. They're crooked. It goes up and down a little bit. It's not straight. But that is the rule. We all knew the rule. We all accepted it. I'm just looking for whether I actually did cross it. And it's not the tire. They said, I guess it's the body. So I guess if any part of the body of the car crosses, I'm out. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a clear, cut, dry, clean video picture, or whatever it is, that I'm over it, and I'm happy. If I didn't go over it, I will be very disappointed. There's nothing I can do about it now. I'm trying not to be a controversial person. We typically don't bash. So how that would be handled would be probably a little different. We would probably converse about, what we should do, whether to just, we're swallowing it anyway. We're just chalking it up. But I would talk to the race master. I would talk to them about it to try to get something in place so that it doesn't happen again. A lot of people are piping up and say they've been line ruled. How was they line ruled? Was it from a camera phone of a spectator 400 foot from the crime scene that's so pixelated that stuff doesn't even look real?
You're whining again.
Anyway, yeah, hopefully it gets all squared away. I love the backside of Rockingham. Those guys are typically, they're typically good to me. They're great to me. Fun to be around. It's a great place. The atmosphere, like I said, is what I fell in love with, and that's why I love going back. And it's a super challenge to get down the surface, and that's why I do what I do. I like poor surfaces. I feel like we come a long way from the first round to the sixth round, a very long way. Is it figured out yet? No. We're just scratching the surface, though. The car's going to get a lot faster there, and I don't know what it takes to win, but I feel like we've got plenty left, and I feel like for that race we was right there. Car may be slow, but we was putting space on people, and I'm happy with the way it performed. So happy that I dread tearing it apart to make changes this winter and possibly lose everything that I had there. So we did start out with no data from the rest of the season there, where we had lost all that. Like I said, it was just a struggle all weekend, and honestly, to get as far as what we did, I am ecstatic. Whether we came home with a big chunk of money or not, we still won. I went from a first round duck to semifinals. So I can't be more happy for us or the crew, the car, and everybody that's helped. So I'm done babbling, unless you have something else.
I got questions, yes, baby.
I'm sure you do.
Because people are going to ask in the comments. You said that you thought the winner and the runner-up split $30,000.
It might not be exactly 30.
I know, but
because there was other payouts.
People are going to ask, did you receive any money?
I did.
Did the other person that went out semifinals?
So at eight, we all agreed on the losers. At 8, got $1,000, and then I wasn't around. I didn't think I got anything for making it to 4 and going out at 4. But Kenson told me that he's pretty sure that they did something. I think that's who it was. Told me he's pretty sure that they had talked about something there too, and came back over with $2,000 for me. So I did get $2,000 out of it, which did help ease the pain of the trip and all that. So yeah, there was a payback all the way back to 8. So if you do the math, it's probably just a little bit under $30,000 that they had to play with. So it's still a super good pot. The place is known for having good pots. And like I said, it's a challenge. There's upsets all the time. So we may go back and not make it past the first round. We may go back and win it. You just never know.
And I've already looked at next year's season. We kind of already have an idea. I can honestly say that we definitely won't be in the spring one because of volleyball. We have to travel for volleyball. So that has nothing to do with the situation that happened. That has to do with our personal schedule. So we'll just have to.
I believe we do have a lot of back of track airport races planned. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So I'm sure we're going to see a lot of these guys. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see where we stand. It should be fun.
Absolutely. And I personally, because this was my first trip and the team's first trip to Rockingham, beautiful track. Everybody was super nice. The crew got to take the golf cart and things like that up and down. And me and the ladies got to walk up and down, and we got to see several spectators, which was very awesome. And Mr. Paul Rhodes.
Yep, Paul Rhodes
Jesse
got to make
Scott it. Help make that happen, getting Paul Rhodes there. So that was nice.
He sat right on the start line too.
He had a front row seat to you not going out first round.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was great to see everybody again. Like I said, I haven't been there in 2 years. Regardless of how this turned out and all the controversy that's going on the internet, going at it and everything that's going on, I loved being there.
We'll be back. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah. Can't not go. At some point, I'm sure.
Maybe getting a little lighter.
All the singing ladies, all the singing ladies, all the singing ladies, all the singing ladies. Now. Now put your hands up.
There you go. You ought to run towards that light. It's your dad. Run towards that light.